Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Farah, and in today's video I'm going to be talking quickly about the Read What You Own challenge and what my plan is for the upcoming year. So if you're one of the few people that haven't heard of the Read What You Own challenge, it's a challenge for yourself to try to read as many of your own physical books and ebooks that you've already bought that you just have not gotten to yet. And I know for a lot of us, being on Booktube, we're very influenced by other booktubers, by their reviews, and it's hard to, squish that desire to want to go out and buy these books that people talk about. So right off the bat, I have probably about 90 books that I own that I should have read by now, but I haven't. And this does not really count all of the classics that I collect in nice editions. So one of the collections I collect, for example, are the Barnes & Noble editions of some of the old classics, both children and adult. So I'm not counting those because I collect these more as a decorative part of a collection, and I do want to read them. It's just that it's not a priority right now. I want to get through books like these that I've picked up at thrift stores and stuff that I really should have, done something with so far. So my biggest weakness when it comes to getting books are thrift stores, because thrift stores are the ones around me. I visit them often because I'm always trying to get rid of stuff, and I always check their book sections when I can. And most of them around me, they have really good books and they're really cheap, probably around 50 cents to $1. So I usually come away with about 5 or 6 books every time I go, and I really haven't been doing a good job of reading them. So that's my biggest weakness right there. Luckily, I don't buy a ton of physical books. If it's fiction, I only buy a book after I've read it through my library and I know that I want to reread it again and I want to have it in my collection. So like 4.5 and 5-star books that I've read through the library and I want to own, those I'll usually pick up. The other type of book I usually buy, brand new or used, are nonfiction books. So any topic that's really interesting to me, I like to have the physical book because that's my preferred way of reading nonfiction. So those are a little bit of my weaknesses. Luckily, I only got a Kindle last Christmas, so I probably have maybe 2 or 3 unread books on there, so that should be easy to get through that. So I'm more interested in trying to tackle my physical TBR. So these are going to be my rules for the challenge. My goal, since I average about 50 books per year as far as how many I can get to. So I would like to try to make 35 to 40 of them be from my physical TBR. That's the first rule. And obviously if I can do more than that, I will. I'll just keep going. Once I reach that goal, hopefully I can. The next rule is that each month I'm going to try to pick 3 books from my physical TBR to get to. And I'm going to try to do a different genre for each. So like 1 fiction, 1 nonfiction, and 1 like horror or thriller or something like that. Once I get through those 3 books, I'm going to allow myself to get 1 or 2 books from the library as audio so that I can keep up with everybody else's recommendations. I just found the Booktube community like 2 months ago, so that is a huge part of why doing Booktube is so fun for me, and I feel like if I give that up, I'm really not going to enjoy Booktube as much. So I am allowing myself those impulse recommended, quick, like I'm just going to read that one because it's fun. So that is going to be another caveat, sort of. Rule number 3, I'm going to be really strict about DNFing. I'll be honest, a lot of the books that I pick up at thrift stores, I could probably take or leave. I just kind of grab them because they either are a bestseller or they've won some kind of award or the premise kind of sounds interesting. So I'm going to be really strict with myself. If I don't love it by page 50, I'm going to DNF it and pass it along. The next rule is that for my birthday, which is in a couple months, one thing I really like to do is to go to a bookstore. It's one of the only times per year that I visit a bookstore. So I'm going to go to my local Barnes & Nobles and do a little book buying spree for fun. I always drag my husband and my daughters with me, and then we go, and I usually kind of force them. If the weather's not too bad, I'll force them to do a little winter hike with me, which no one enjoys except me, but they have to go along with it because it's my birthday. But I do enjoy doing that. My family comes along and we go grab lunch and we go to the bookstore and we try to do a hike if we can. So yeah, I'm not going to give that up. So that's going to be another fun thing that I do. But I probably won't count those books towards this challenge. I'll have to read them after I get through the 35 to 40 that I want to get through. So circling back to thrift stores, I will allow myself to pick up a thrifted book if it's a classic that I want to read, or if it is something that would clearly fit a readathon that I know is coming up that I want to try and I already don't have books for it on my TBR. So like if I'm at the thrift store and I see something that is clearly trash that would fit into Garbaugust, I'm probably going to pick it up. I don't think I can resist that. So that's going to be another like maybe caveat, although I probably could just get stuff from the library. So maybe I shouldn't do that. I don't know. I'll have to reevaluate. And then my last rule is going to be if I want to participate in any kind of readathon and I don't already have the physical book for it, then I am allowing myself to get like 2 books from the library that have to do with that. So that won't contribute to the volume of books, but it'll still let me allow part of the Booktube community that I really enjoy. So those are my rules. I think it's going to be pretty good. As of filming, I've already finished 2 off of my physical TBR for November, so I'm really proud of myself for that. And they both weren't the greatest books in the world. I'm going to be passing both of those along, but those are 2 books that are going to be leaving my physical TBR, which I'm excited about. Most of the picks I have for November are going to be from my TBR, so that's going to be great. And yeah, I think it's a great challenge to participate in. So if you guys are struggling with getting through your books, I encourage you to check out Reading This Life channel or Criminality. They both have videos about this topic, and MJ has a great Discord with that you can chat about your challenge and kind of feel supported and be part of the community. So I'll leave all that information below. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and good luck with your reading challenges. Don't forget to give yourself a little bit of flexibility because I think we'll all be more successful if we aren't too strict with ourselves. I know. And nobody will really know unless you post it on Booktube. So, you know, you do you and have fun, and I will see you guys in my next video.